Hi and hello and welcome to episode 40 of Going Over. I, of course, am Fred Slow. Alongside me, my co-host, my commentator, my quarterback, Saleh Taylor. Saleh, how are you, brother?
I think I feel more like a fullback than a quarterback, but I'll be whatever you need me to be. But
So,
I'm cruising though.
said I'm the fullback. The
I,
traditionally for your people, linemen. Traditionally,
Speaking of which, here's a little fun, little sports for you. My little brother, Celso Lofaituli the fourth, I call him Quattro for short,
correct.
uh, just committed to Miami Canes.
Let's go.
And what was really awesome, I was really proud, man. He made the ESPN bottom scroll, man. They announced his announcement.
That's awesome, dude.
He was like he was a high prospect, like number two nationally ranked in his for his position.
What's his position?
He's like right next to the guy that says hike.
Oh, okay. Offense or defense?
I think they had the ball.
Oh, okay. So he's an offensive lineman. Because if he was defense, he should put 94 on, just like Dwayne the Rock Johnson used to wear. That'd be
Actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't retired that jersey that he didn't really do much in. But no, like he just committed to them, and they're really stoked. They're really excited. He's ranked 54 nationally. Period. Actually,
Pretty good.
and so he's a. I'm really proud of you, Sel Lofaituli the fourth, aka Quattro. We're proud of you, man. I'm proud of you,
Not
little
just
brother.
talent in the world of pro wrestling is your family, but talent on the gridiron as well. Welcome to episode 40. It's interesting you started because we didn't plan out you starting to talk about family. Because family is the reason I haven't been here the last two episodes. Well, one episode because we took the holiday off. But sad times in the life of myself. My father passed away 2 weeks ago, and I've not been present. I've missed the last show. We're going to talk about that a little bit. The last Duke City Championship Wrestling show. But I tell you what, Saleh, it has been just the absolute saddest period of my entire life. And wrestling has taken an interesting turn for me because that thing that has for the last 35 years of my life brought me distraction and comfort and solace has not these past couple weeks. My mind is in such a flutter. I'm without, and it might not be the most joke heavy episode we've ever done of this show, but I'm not the happiest and healthiest human being on the planet right now. And I haven't been able to escape to WWE or AEW or Duke City Championship Wrestling. And we're going to talk about the last show, which I did miss. I was not there for the tapings at the historic El Rey last month. It is like it's a complex thought process, my friend.
It is heavy, man. The first off, my condolences, man, to you and the
Thank
family. We've been in contact, so don't act like anyone will just listen and that I'm just saying this now, man. We've been in contact. We've been in the know, but no, it's a heavy thing, and it's funny how you said it like that, where the thing that's been providing you entertainment, solace, distraction,
Yeah.
because you're on the other side of the curtain of this, and it happened. You happen to have to be out during a show week, which
my father passed 2 days before our June event at the historic El Rey Theater, which was June the 28th, and that was a big deal show for us.
yeah,
And I wasn't there, and I wanted to talk a little bit about I guess just lead with thank you, Saleh. Thank you for your help while I was gone with the Duke City Championship Wrestling, which I am in the ownership group of. That I am so very proud of that company that we've created. Chris Burnett, formerly in our ownership group, now in a talent role. Thank you to he for stepping up and filling my broadcast role. Thank you to Gabe Gambino, often a contributor to this show and the Royal Show, for stepping up and being part of the personality that I often am at these things. And then, forward even more, Aaron Burnett, co-owner, Fernando Gonzalez, co-owner, Joe Singer, who performs for us as Hobo Hank, co-owner. All these individuals to pick up the, and without tooting my own horn, substantial slack, because we all carry 25% of this workload.
Yeah.
And those guys absorbed it, and they were able to create, at least from the feedback I got, yourself included, the smoothest production and back of the house show that we had ever put together. And then secondly, one of the best forward facing shows that we've ever done as well. So I'm proud and I am appreciative that the show went on as I was able to travel back to my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, and spend some time with my family and their need, and also my need, and be able to be supported by you guys, the 2 Men On team, Van Nunley, and then my family. It's been incredible. Also, number one is my lady. I don't say her name on the radio enough, but I tell you what, brother, just love filled has my life been during the saddest time of my life.
That's one of the things we were kind of addressing the last episode we had. We were talking about the human side of the things, like the shows that we put on are put on by actual people that go through things. And that week also was a passing of one of my uncles, Uncle Sika.
Correct.
Same day, yeah, man. Yeah. And like you feel the void. And the funny thing about grief is anytime you do something that reminds you of them, it's going to hit you, no matter how many times you prepare. That's just one of the things you just have to learn to cope with. I remember seeing I was watching one of the shows of Oasis Pro when they did their 10 bell salute, and you actually feel the weight of it because Uncle Sika was part of that show, helping them out, putting things together. And they said one of the coolest things that he used to say all the time, and like it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, that's now the first time we've said it without them. And like, these are one of those, like another first without, and they pile up. So I hope and pray that anyone who's listening, man, like for those who are dealing with anything, man, all loss that's going on. Also, I just want to throw it out there, where it just came out, unfortunately, that the Livest Mexplex, his father, just passed today as well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but not aware was I until this moment. And
the announcement just came out. So like our heart is with him and his family as well, man. These are times when we gotta stick together, and we gotta
and it sucks. It sucks for myself. It sucks for the Livest Mexplex. It sucks for your family, to experience loss. And the world of pro wrestling has been littered with loss for so long. And you talk about this is a joke I've made a lot, in talking about pro wrestling, is you go back and you watch a Royal Rumble from the 90s. It's like that scene from The Sixth Sense where the kid's like, I see dead people.
Oh,
that's all it's in a Royal Rumble ring from the 90s, because this industry is not long for individuals to live long. And obviously the Livest Mexplex's father, my father, not industry related, but the world of pro wrestling does such a good job at celebrating. They do such a good job of honoring. And my understanding is, and I wasn't there, so if I'm misspeaking, correct me, you guys did a 10 bell salute for your uncle, which is a really nice thing at Duke City Championship Wrestling. I know we have had wrestlers whose parents have passed away before my father in our organization. We celebrated them as well. And I am so flabbergasted by how the pro wrestling community will come together to support individuals that they only know as characters, that they only know as gimmick, and they're really real life experiences. There's a fellowship here that in my 20-something years of entertainment, I don't think I've ever seen impersonated. That's how strong this thing is.
Yeah, it carries deep and well, man. There's a beautiful support here. I love it. I'm all about it. And also, I gotta let you know, like I couldn't say it without saying it by name, but we did, indirectly dedicate that to your father as well.
Oh, how kind!
So like for those in the back who knew, we knew that was a 10 bell salute for two.
No, and that's kind of you. And if my dad was still around and I told him that, he would told you how lame that was and that he hated it and you wasted your time. He said you kept those people waiting for this. That's what he would have said. So
and like, yep, well worth the wait. Well worth the wait.
So there you go. I am now back to the grind though. We're back on our pro wrestling stuff, which we very much enjoy. And can you believe we are less than at the terrestrial airing of this program? We are less than a week away from our next event, Final Journey, July the 19th at the historic El Rey Theater. Are you kidding me, brother? This is incredible.
I'm so excited for that show, but we forgot to tell you, because you're out. For those who haven't watched the show yet or haven't seen on YouTube, I won't be at the July show.
No, you're out. Yeah, your shoot job is taking you across the country to perform music and be entertaining. I'm just hoping for a July snowstorm that keeps you in town.
I'm with it. I wouldn't mind that. But even if I were able to stay in town, I might have gotten carried away on my match. I got suspended, bro.
Saw that. Yeah, that's gonna be tough for you.
So yeah, I kind of got carried away. For those who haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking DCCW dot. Was it watch DCCW or go to our go to YouTube our YouTube channel. Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
And that's the thing too, just how story arcs in the world of pro wrestling are so often dictated by what's going on in our actual lives. And me not being there, like we have to explain that. You not being there next time, we have to explain that. And soon we'll get to the point where there's only one individual who's been at every single thing that we've ever done. It'll end up being Hobo Hank, like it'll be for sure. But we get there. Nothing will get scheduled unless Hobo Hank's available. Like that's 100% a given in the historic El Rey Theater audience is just so they're going to enjoy that. The name of the next promotion, or excuse me, the name of the next event is Final Journey, and that name has caused a lot of buzz. Saleh, people, the social media, is this it? Is Duke City Championship Wrestling over? Are they going to? Was it 1 year and done? Like, is this the end of days? I'm going to tell you this: the name Final Journey is going to become so apropos whenever individuals realize why this next event is named Final Journey. Saleh, you were instrumental in putting together the next one. Talk a little bit about the back of the house of the conversations that the performers had, and telling this next story that we're going to tell in the world of Duke City Championship Wrestling.
All right, so for those who don't know, Hobo Hank has been on quite a journey. He's been actually on a gauntlet as per the contract he was on, and he has one more match to win or lose. But if he wins this, then he gets his title shot if he gets through this. So this next match, let's just say
final journey for him.
The final journey, yeah. Let's just say that just because I won't be there doesn't mean my presence won't be felt.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's an appropriate way to say it. And similar to the way, we started the year with Duke City Championship Wrestling. Jacob Fatu, who was with us, who, by the way, you and I haven't talked on air. Congratulations to Jacob Fatu, his WWE debut. He is he's going to be in the main event at SummerSlam. You and I currently credentialed for SummerSlam. We'll see if we get out there. I've just, with everything going on in my personal, if we make it, it'll be because we want to be there to support Jacob. And if we don't, that'll be a professional casualty. And that will be difficult for us because we're not the guys that usually come up short, but extenuating circumstances, obviously. But we represented your family well in January. We're going to represent your family well here in July, halfway through the year. So watch out December. Oh my gosh. Like what's going to happen then?
It's a little, we just like to remind people we're here. I don't know if I could say this. You know what? I'm gonna just say this on
right.
I'm gonna reveal behind the curtain a bit. So he is on a probational contract where he's straight up doing everything they say.
Of course.
Do it. But there is a little bit of wiggle room after said probation that any promotion he's already done things with.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah.
How great.
So we don't know exactly how long the probation is.
Yeah. Well, and there, that's funny you're saying that because there's a lot of contracts that are built that way. To where, if you have, you can again. Very recently, a couple of our performers, Natalia Markova and Brian Idol, signed exclusive contracts with the NWA. That was my first call.
Really proud of them, by the way. Really,
incredibly proud.
Yeah.
So my first call, like, hey, can you guys still? Because what does the word exclusive mean? Like, can you?
Great question.
Yeah,
Great question.
Albuquerque won, and that was part of what they negotiated in was, they know they have established brands here. Obviously, not to get too much into how the sausage is made, but this is a financial stream for them. And I'm so appreciative of NWA. I'm so appreciative of WWE, our organization, where you don't ever handcuff these individuals from their streams of income.
Yeah.
Because you got prime earning years. Like you get a chance to do it right now, and that is it. Friend of the show, Ray, asking in the chat, Saleh, are you officially in the ring now? Friend of the show, Ray, has a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, you got to check out the latest episode. Oops. Sally is wherever you need to be, man. Sally is wherever you need to be.
What does that mean?
I'm trying to weaponize my ADD, man. I'm trying. I can't sit still.
Sally gets up from the broadcast booth to go to the ring to wrestle, and he forgets where he was going. He ends up in the restroom. He's like talking to a fan. He's out. Yeah, you're sweeping the back of the building. I thought that's not. You're supposed to be in the ring. Figure it out.
It's a long journey, man, to the ring, bro. Sometimes
it is a long journey to the ring. Whenever we get back from the break, I want to talk a little bit about Duke City Championship Wrestling, the upcoming show. We haven't released a card yet, but we got some teasers right here, Sully. So we're going to go over what's going to be going on next Friday at the Final Journey, July 19th at the historic El Rey Theater. At time of this terrestrial airing, tickets still available at dccwtickets.com. I'd have to check the seats. I bet the seats are gone. I'm not trying to say that, but go dccwtickets.com. Get set up for Friday Night Fun with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to catch up on all the storylines, watch dccw.com. We'll take you directly to every episode we've ever done of the product. You're going to enjoy being a part of that. And then lastly, for everything else, Duke City Championship Wrestling, DukeCityChampionshipWrestling.com. Thank you for joining us on Going Over. We'll be back after the break. More previews of Duke City Championship Wrestling. And you and I both had a reaction to this past Monday Night's Raw. We're going to talk about that as well right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. I am Fred Slow. You are Solly Taylor. And it has been just a wild month for you and I and the world of pro wrestling as we are celebrating Duke City Championship Wrestling in July, my friend. It is the Final Journey, the upcoming match this 19th. And I have I got a pretty loose
go on
match card here, okay?
Go on.
Returning after a 1 month hiatus, Chuy Martinez to the Duke City. And he wasn't going to come back unless he got opportunity against that Route 66 champion. You know, that's Mr. Happy. Get ready for a big one in the return of the villainous Chuy Martinez as he takes on Heroic, the only word I can use for Mr. Happy. It's going to be two dudes who have been battling a long time, and they're going to put on a show for a championship this Friday night.
Oh, man, I'm so sad I'm missing this. I'm so sad. Oh, man. I got carried away for one match, and then I got missed. I really
messed up.
Oh, man.
Also returning to Duke City Championship Wrestling is Phoenix. We're super excited to have him back. He has been out. You know, he's been on the shelf for some time. So he's making a really exciting return to the Duke City. I don't know of his allegiance with La Migra anymore, but excited are we to have he back, and in what role, I think is going to be the real question. So Phoenix is going to return to Duke City Championship Wrestling. Who will he side with, or will he decide to walk his own path? It's been too long since that bad boy from Texas has been here pro wrestling.
Phoenix is a personal favorite of mine because he is like, he exemplifies how getting a good grasp of fundamentals can make you look and feel epic.
Yeah.
Like his spine buster is one of my favorite spine busters to watch. That man is an enforcer. And he man, every move he does just hurts you. And like I'm missing Phoenix too. Oh man.
Charlie 50 and Veronica Vega will also be with us here in the Duke City. Their opponent not yet named, but I'm excited for that dynamic with him and Phoenix. You know, they had spent so much time together here early, and for them to come and you know, be able to be in the same building first time in a long time, to see what that relationship has grown to or dissolved to is going to be exciting for our audience. So excellent on that. And fun debut here, Jaden Money Monroe versus Valak Vile, my man. Valak Vile has been this close that many times in a row. And after that match with Mr. Happy last month and finishing second in the Battle Royale for the Route 66, I think he's got a lot to prove against Money Monroe.
First off, Valak, I still got a little. I don't know, got to deal with you, man. He eliminated me. It should have been me
Yeah.
to have been second running up at least. But
Well,
like
to be fair, you entered late. I mean, you're
island time, baby, island time.
okay. Island time. There we go.
But no, man, like Valak Vile has been leaning in more just mayhem. Like
Yeah.
he might be dipping into some dark magic or something because this last match we saw something different from Valak and him going against Jaden Money, just Mr. Money, I'll just call him such.
Yeah.
He had a debut on for a tag team, but seemed
I think
one
I
on
accidentally
one.
said debut, but you're correct. He has performed with us last month.
But Jaden, Mr. Money Man, that kid, I'm actually really excited to see that. But also more importantly, my fellow solid man, Charlie 50, and my fabulous warrior, brave princess. Veronica Vega. And I'm just saying, man. I'm just calls it like I sees it, man. And I see that I'm going to miss a lot. Dang it, man.
We continue with tag team wrestling. You just mentioned it a moment ago with Monroe, as Class and Devin Reno are both returning as well to the Duke City. They'll take on Tommy Test and his tag partner, which we're going to announce the night of. But is it a previously rostered wrestler? Is it a debut? My man, you're going to see, you're going to see intense. If this starts the show, very excited will I be. You put it right after intermission, you better get back to your seat in time for the start. Also, is this the first time maybe we close out without the championship belt in the main event? Because this is a main event quality match right here.
That's crazy. So we got, first off, Class and Reno. Those two are TV ready. Those two look like $1 million. And like tag team specialists. They look $1 million and they look like $1 million and they give you the Valley worth over $1 million. And then you got Tommy Test, who, we don't know who his tag team partner is going to be for this. This is actually going to be crazy, man. That's going to be a great match. Good God, man, this card's stacked. Good man.
It might be talent wise the best one we've ever had. El Diablo Blanco versus Elo Vijo. These two dudes, like at their core, are as different as human beings could be. One of them is good. One of them is bad. One of them is smart. One of them is dumb. One of them is athletic. The other one is El Diablo Blanco. It's going to be intense, my man, as these two dudes. This is one where whenever they were ready to fight, we were going to find a place on the card. They have, I tell you what, wherever they're placed, they're going to have an opportunity to be called match of the night. So get ready for these two dudes as they're going to battle here in the Duke City.
Well, you got El Diablo Blanco, who's also known as Iquitsuocha, the little throwback for you, Chicago. Elo Vijo made his debut last month as well and made a
splash.
Good God. Yeah. I think their match is out as well. This latest episode from our stuff. If you watch DCCW.com. The first strike he went against when he landed against Charlie 50, the whole house felt that. We all just every single one of us just had a collective so and then you got El Diablo Blanco that you can never count him out, man. My man, he's got something up his sleeve and he's gonna give you what it is, what you need at all times. So
I had mentioned to you I made a call to Brian Idol to see about his availability. Brian Idol currently sitting 0-2 in Duke City Championship Wrestling. He's lost to Hobo Hank a couple times in a row. It's been spicy. It's been a little dusty there at the end. And he's going to have a chance to go against one of the best and a staple of this organization, Turbo Tony, one-on-one. Watch these two dudes fight away as Brian Idol's looking to become victorious for the first time in Duke City Championship Wrestling. And I don't believe Turbo Tony has legitimately lost straight up ever. Like, I feel like Turbo Tony's always been in a tough spot. So you'll watch two dudes here really trying to prove it against each other.
This is going to be an insane match. I only hope that this match is not the all fast, because this needs to go beyond 5 minutes. These two need all the time they can get to release as much mayhem on each other. That's going to be a great match. Brian Idol, he's got something to prove with us, but like Turbo Tony has something more to prove with us. Oh man, that's going to be an insane match. I can't wait for that.
Thunder. We did not mention Hobo Hank. But we'll tell you this, they're not facing each other, but their opponents will remain a surprise up until Friday, because there is some wild stuff going on in the world of pro wrestling. You're going to have to be there to see. I assure you this, they are not wrestling each other. I assure you that. That is 100% true. But their opponents this upcoming Friday night, you've never seen this before. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that. So
well said.
Get ready for a Hobo Hank. You know Matthew Robles will have a presence at this thing. We're doing the show at the El Rey in July. August, we're going over to the Rio Rancho Event Center. We got a big event planned. We're very excited for that. Yep. So we got a big event in mind for that. So we're excited. And if you missed this one, the August 31st one won't hit as hard. Also, it's a little bit of a longer build. That's a 6-week build for us, because we only have the 3-week build between these last two shows.
Yeah.
That was obviously a little bit of scheduling stuff. But the idea is we're going to pack this one out, and we're gonna have as much fun as we can have in the world of pro wrestling. Loving everything about it, loving it here in the Duke City. Also, we're loving pro wrestling around the country. And you and I are going to talk about what has excited us over the course of the last week. And we're going to talk about how pro wrestling is medicine when you're in need. You're Sally Taylor. I'm Fred Slow. You're listening to Going Over right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over, where I, Fred Slow, sit down with Sally Taylor once a week to talk to you about the world of pro wrestling here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and around this great country. Sally, WWE has been on a tear as of late. Money in the Bank was an absolute banger. We'll talk about that. Obviously, the regular wrestling shows that follow that, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown conversations. Well, time of recording, we have not been able. Well, it's too early. We can't watch SmackDown on the 12th. We're recording on the 11th. So, so we won't be able to give you that, but we'll be able to talk at length about Raw and Money in the Bank and what I think are really smart storylines now in the world of professional wrestling. Also, I'd like to spend some time talking about how eager professional wrestling is to put their entertainers in other environments. And we're going to do that exact same thing on July the 20th, which is next Saturday. You can find us at Albuquerque Roller Derby. The boys are going to set up. Yep, we will be in attendance, booth set up, celebrating the world of pro wrestling and helping Roller Derby at their next big event. So come and see myself and other Duke City Championship Wrestling actual entertainers as we are excited about a partnership with Albuquerque Roller Derby. Also, if you're not familiar with Albuquerque Roller Derby, you are missing out. It is some of the most talented individuals that I have ever seen, and they go out there and they compete against each other. They do 4 shows a year. They're over at the fairgrounds over at Expo, New Mexico. They do it in the Lujan B. It is the coolest live, fun-filled entertainment you will see. And we're going to be fortunate to be a part of that the exact same way that WWE is putting their individuals at Fanatics Fest and all these different Comic-Cons and conventions. So how cool and how exciting that two unique worlds, that of pro wrestling and that of roller derby, have found a partnership here in the Duke City.
Here's a little fun fact for you. I was present at the New Mexico Entertainment Awards. I was one of the presenters there. And,
I got some video, yeah.
Oh, it was fun. That was a mess. We lost to the roller derby because we were both nominated for best alternative team sports.
Correct.
And that's no better a team that I don't mind losing to, because they put in the work. They show up and show out, and they deserve all the love and praise and accolades that they get. So like I'm really excited for them. I think it was a Duke Silver is the lead on that, and it's really, really, really cool. I'm really, really excited for them, and more excited for the partnership that we're growing, and we're, we're it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, they're they're real neat because as much as they're athletic, they're entertainers. Just like we are.
Yes.
Just like wrestling is, and I'm a fan of their approach. It's very grassrootsy. It's an organization that number one is trying really hard, but number two, that's paying off for them. And there's a sense of growth and pride to all of that. So way to go for they, and we are excited to be a partner with them. And then with that said, and I'm not trying to be like cynical, we're going to benefit more than they are. Like
they're giving us a rub, man, and I'm grateful.
Yeah. We're wildly fortunate. Yeah, just incredible. Before we talk about WWE proper, Stephanie Vaquer, is that her name? Am I getting this right? So she was at AEW at their big show over the weekend, and then announces a signing with WWE like the next day.
The next day.
Like non-competes be damned. The FCC is helping individuals in this world be able to maximize their incomes. That's crazy.
Was she? So that one is actually, that one was a boss move, right under from a CEO. But they, by the way, one of the better matches from that show was those two. They put on a great match. But also the move that she made the day after.
Well, and we're talking primarily about wrestlers in the ring, but that Joe Tessitore, who does all of the ESPN stuff for college football, he does all that stuff for ESPN and ABC, and I know he has a history on Monday Night Football, and he has a history doing Pro Bowls, and he's done world championship fights like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and I could go on. He's joining the broadcast for WWE, and non-competes for broadcasting work the exact same way that they did for professional wrestling for all those years. And with these recent changes to the FCC, no longer can it be enforced that you cannot, without compensation, be adhered to a contract that inhibits you from making money in your craft. So, WWE taking advantage of new opportunity when it comes to the world of talent in and outside the ring.
Well, it depends on how the contract is designed, because we know that professional wrestlers with WWE, at least, I don't know if the term has been updated or not, but they've been able to go through loopholes and say that you're private contractors instead of you're now, an employee of the company. So that's always been a way they've been doing loopholes. I don't know for online, for personalities have to utilize that language as well, but that's very interesting to see. But it makes sense as someone who has experience with the ESPN, especially making the lateral, if not, I'd say a lateral move to the WWE, because they're trying to build a relationship. Those two brands right there.
The one independent contractor is an interesting language, because at certain levels that kind of disappears, right? And I'll give you an example. You can be an independent contractor with a company. So you were a really easy one is IT, right? So you work in IT.
Yes.
And they want you to build a website. Cool. Now, if they tell you this is the website we want, please build it, here's your money, you're probably an independent contractor. Now, if they tell you, hey, you have to come to this office, you have to use our company computer, and it has to be done this way, you're not an independent contractor, you're an employee. And that's kind of the big difference here. So like with Duke City Championship Wrestling, for example, we're independent contractors. Me, you, the wrestlers, everyone involved. Duke City Championship Wrestling is its own thing. Now, the only difference in the world of entertainment versus the world of like an office setting is you had to be here at this time. like we're not gonna, like, we don't tell you what to wear. Like, we don't tell you what your gimmick is. Like, we don't tell you. And when I say we, I mean the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
WWE is where it gets different, because WWE does. WWE owns The Undertaker. WWE owns Chris Jericho's The List. WWE owns, and you can kind of see where I'm filling out the blanks here.
Yeah.
That's where it changes. When you are not doing the job you're being paid to do and the way you interpret it being done, that's when you're no longer an independent contractor, which is kind of a wild situation at that level, because for, I don't know, a lot of years, it wasn't that. A lot of years, you'd show up, be your own thing, sell your own T-shirts, whatever. That's not the game with TKO. That's not the game at all.
That's I like that. You're making sense right here, because there is a threshold that you cross when you become an asset, when you become more than just because, man, like either that or your liability that they can walk away from.
Well, suggestion versus direction, right?
Yeah.
So like, who we have as a really big personality is the Route 66 champion, Mr. Happy.
Yes.
So Mr. Happy, Mister Happy. If we were to be like, hey, you're actually Mr. Happy, Mr. Happy. That's when it changes.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother game. Or if we were to be like, hey, we need your face paint to be this. That's when it gets different. Because right now, because that stuff doesn't exist, But like, for instance, Sting and WCW, right? So Sting, they were like, hey, Sting goes, allegedly, I mean, these
Yeah.
are all stories at this point, but allegedly he goes, hey, I really want to change the character around. And they go, oh, okay, cool. You're debuting it here. You work here. We have contracts. That's our character. Oh, he did get it back after WCW folded, but you get the point I'm going to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredibly hard. I mean, it's so convoluted and gross, but if someone's going to figure it out first, it's going to be WWE. They're going to figure it out.
Well, that's one of the things that Vince McMahon like thrived on, was like making sure that you knew that you worked for him, that you were contracted by him. Even if you're coming in, you had a name established, he didn't care. He would repackage you, rename you, and help either build some sort of success or help add to a little bit of a failure or crash that, like, either way you don't own all the way through.
Well, it's, you bringing up Vince McMahon is timely because Ronda Rousey, who parted ways with WWE 1 year ago after SummerSlam, she has just put out a book, and I can't tell. I think it's called Our Fight. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, and she roast in that book.
God,
yeah. She's like anyone is better than Vince McMahon as the head. She also puts Bruce Pritchard through it. She puts John Laurinaitis through it, talking about like discriminated like practices against women. It's intense to see just examples of how it can be done really poorly. It's intense.
It's also like when people, you're criticizing her on two different fronts. One, those are criticizing her that like she didn't fully buy into the whole, this is your life now. But because she had such an established career before, wrestling was just another thing. It didn't become her only thing. So people have been criticizing her that she didn't fully commit to that. But then there are others who are committing to, like, you're just a crybaby. And I was like, there's truth in some criticism. Like, there's truth and there's a little bit of truth in every criticism, whether there's more or not. But
what does fully commit mean, though, right? Does that mean she didn't show up and get plastic surgery right away and try to look like, what historically WWE has done for a long time? Does that mean she didn't like make her hair a super bright color for TV? Does that mean she didn't tell me what that means? And I don't mean you, but I mean critic, like
great.
Yeah. Cause you're going to tell me just because she spent 20 years in the world of UFC and Olympic judo and personal training that she's not going to be able to figure it out as a pro wrestler? Miss me with that. The world of entertainment translates to the world of pro wrestling because pro wrestling is entertainment. You as a singer and a host and an entertainer, you have become, and to be fair, you have the best ingredients being Samoan and all that, but you have become as quickly a good pro wrestler as anyone could become, and I don't think I like the critique that there's only one path. I don't think I like the critique that there's only one buy-in. And Ronda Rousey, I remember that debut. I remember the main event of WrestleMania. I remember all of those huge moments. And if you're telling me they weren't huge at the time because you're doing a little bit of revisionist history, you're probably hate-filled. You're probably a loser.
Yeah, talking about bias now, like whether if it's been like addressed or not, that is a whole nother thing. We're constantly having this conversation when we're talking about new media and old media, or journalistic integrity in general.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier we got a press credentials for SummerSlam. I am grateful. WWE team, we know you're watching. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, y'all.
I deserve to be there, so I'm not thinking anyone. But yeah, I'm following you.
Not about you right now, Fred. Okay, it's not just about you. So I am grateful, and it's funny being in that room because it's. Can I say this, Fred? It's weird, man.
Oh yeah,
it's weird.
Pro wrestling press is out there.
I love when I get to say, hey, question, yeah, Sally Taylor, CBS Sports. I love.
Yeah, it's a cool thing
getting to say that, but then when I hear so and so podcast, it's like, oh.
Well, it's often like a weird agenda thing too. A friend of the show, Ray, says in the live chat, LMAO on the plastic surgery, how wild it is. To be really transparent here, I've had a ton of plastic surgery. Like, just to be incredibly, like, all of this lower face of my face is not my birth face. These are not my real teeth. Like this is the life I live. And I absolutely get, if your outward appearance doesn't match your inward understanding of yourself, if you don't present the way that you recognize yourself, oh my God, take avenue to pursue that. Pursue anything that'll make you present the way that you feel you are. With that said, don't do it if you don't want to. Do not allow another entity or a pressure of society or profession to impress upon you alteration to your mind, your body, or your spirit. Do not do that.
It's kind of funny you said that, and like I believe wholeheartedly in that. One of the harshest critics that you could be is like on yourself, and so this latest episode of our DCCW show, if you check it out on watchdccw.com,
right?
I had my debut match for in-ring in-camera
singles,
and in a singles match, and it was great. It was fun, and I'm sending it to some of my cousins. And by the way, Jake says what's up.
Yeah,
you know, he changed his number. This fool.
We text. Yeah,
he big time does, bro.
He didn't care about you.
Big time does. But I got the new number, so we still connected, baby.
But
like send it to some of the cousins, and I'm still waiting on some notes from some other folk. But one of the things that I've said to myself that was double down for some other folks was, yeah, you look a little bit flat-footed, bro. Right? You need to put a little spring in your step. Okay. You don't want to. We're claiming the family, man. You got to look like the family. And I was like,
that's a good point, because the only thing Samoans do good is pro wrestle and eat, and you're top tier at both of them. So we gotta.
Yeah, I've been leaning in more on the eating part. So I got to balance it out. I got to find the balance.
Yeah, I go to the Y every day. That's my thing, right? And I get on the elliptical and I start rolling, and I'm at the Y this past Monday, and it's for health. I'm an old man now, and I'm watching it, and it's a fine enough episode. I don't super care about Damage Control. I'm not learning about Caden Carter and Chance and Valkyria. All that, it'll take me time to care. It'll a little bit take me time to care about Dragunov as well. But cool that he went over on Braun Breaker disqualification kind of thing. I'm on the elliptical at Raw, watching Raw, and after the Liv Morgan Dominic Mysterio intergender versus Zelina Vega and Rey Mysterio. And this is
Mommy's back.
Oh my God.
Mommy's back.
I pop on the elliptical at the Y. I go.
That was beautiful.
It was Tuesday morning. Monday Night Raw on Monday night.
I can imagine you in a full jogger suit with probably like a biscotti or something in your hand, and like maybe a latte in the other, and you're on the elliptical still. Probably shades on.
I do have a coffee. If you're being honest, yes, I do.
I could just see you on the elliptical, and then that happened, and you just like bring the shades down just a little bit. Oh my God!
I'm notorious for phone calls while I'm on the elliptical, and today a lady was like, "Hey, calls are supposed to be taken like in the outside," and I go. She didn't say hey. She goes, "Calls in the lobby," and I go, "Give my attention first. I'm on the phone. Like I don't."
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, stop.
I'm on the board.
I didn't say that. I should have. I didn't say
Shut up, dude. I'm bringing this up in our next meeting.
That's for. It's not for people on their Bluetooth. That's for people on speakerphone. Figure it out. It out. From the live chat, what's up with Dom Stash? It's fire. That's what's up with.
Beautiful.
To be very clear on that.
It is beautiful. You can't question that. Dom Stash with the mullet, bro. It's beautiful. Okay, not just that. You also have NXT that has been.
You love NXT.
It's a great way to see the future, baby. I'm telling you. And one of the things, man, y'all got to see. You have to believe, baby. Joe Hendry came out tag team with Trick Williams against Aries Spears and Ethan Page, who crossed over really, really well successfully from AEW. Got a title now on his first pay-per-view match, which was a great finish in and of itself.
Yep.
Heatwave was killing. That was a great this past weekend of wrestling has been
very good.
Amazing. I'm like really excited. I'm popping for it. But Joe Hendry having his, oh man, you pop for mommy, which I did too. But when it like say his name, he was like, my partner over here was just like, can you not watch stuff like that in front of me? I'm like, can you not be around me when I'm watching this stuff? So potato. But like I pop a joint anytime. Like I believe, and there's beautiful things happening. One of the hardest things about doing this show like not live on a Saturday morning means we're not reviewing a bit of SmackDown. That's where the
Right.
bloodline is, because Friday nights have been
Very
on
good.
fire. They've been killing it there as well. There's just something beautiful that's going on right now for professional wrestling. That even though we mostly talk about WWE, I'm talking about everything, like from even NWA. You have Matt Cardona, who just had a open challenge for NWA's 75th anniversary, and Ricky, dang it, from Rock and Roll Express,
Oh gosh,
Morton, Ricky Morton.
yeah, Ricky Morton.
Ricky Morton came out and still put on 10 solid minutes with someone a third his age. Like,
He's
and
been known to do that. He's been doing that in NWA for a long time. Where
oh
he'll
yeah,
show, yeah, and you know what it kind of takes to get ready for that stuff. Like it's what's the best way to say this? Testosterone. That's the
yeah,
best way. Like he
well
was,
said, yeah.
yeah.
It,
But you're right about SmackDown. Sokoa sending Cody Rhodes messages, sending Roman Reigns messages. A real emotional one for me watching Money in the Bank with Kevin Owens talking about his mom, with what I just recently went through with my father passing. It has been just emotionally stimulating as the world of pro wrestling right now.
well said.
Yeah, and again, and I cannot say this enough, wrestling on Friday nights in front of the entire world is a guy who wrestled in our Duke City Championship Wrestling ring, and Jacob Fatu, and how proud we are to have been part of his journey. And he's going to be main event present at SummerSlam, which is incredible.
This man on his first pay-per-view was a main event. Part of a really solid match. I'd say that was a really fun triple tag match, and like they hit the spots that we expected, and I called it, man. A big part of Jacob not having time yet on TV was because they had to redo his moveset. He's adjusted a lot of his moveset, and he still looks great.
He's so
still
fit. It's wild.
He killing it. Here's how proud I am. I was at the New Mexico Entertainment Awards. I'm one of the presenters there, but I chose the table way in the back in the corner in the dark, and I had my second phone out and I was watching Money in the Bank. I had it on because Jacob, my boy Jacob was on, my boy Sefa was on, my Tocos are on, bro. Like it was a fun show through and through. And then
and this show here has been fun as well, Saleh, but we're at that time. So you can tune in to Saleh Taylor on The Real Show as he recaps previous Duke City Championship Wrestling matches. You can catch all those matches at watchdccw.com. Tickets available for the next Duke City Championship Wrestling show. That's Final Journey. That is July the 19th at the historic El Rey Theater, dccwtickets.com, and all things Duke City Championship Wrestling at dukecitychampionshipwrestling.com. You are Saleh Taylor. I am Fred Slow. Final word, Saleh?
I'm happy to see you back, brother. You were missed. Your presence was noted and felt. So
kind of you. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.